Good morning, Card Media's RJ back with another video. Let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day. Have here a 2021, last year's Panini Prism. This one, I believe, is the purple parallel. I say that because I know there's a purple parallel. I also know that there's a pink parallel, and I can't tell the two apart. This is the card I have, and I have another one that looks exactly like it. The coloring is the exact same. But when I look at it, I can't tell if it's pink or purple, and I'm afraid to order one on eBay because I'm afraid that whoever sends it to me is going to send this one, which is a purple one, and not the pink one, which I'm assuming is a different color. I don't know. So I'd like to have the pink parallel. Neither one are numbered, so there's no way to distinguish them other than the color. And one man's pink is another man's purple, I guess. So anyway, that's my random baseball item of my Schmidt item of the day. My random baseball item of the day. Interesting card here from 1997 Fleer. 1997 to 1998 $1 million moments. It's a contest card. This one's highlighting Bobby Thompson's home run in the 1951 playoffs. All right, the shot heard around the world and all that. There were rules that you could follow. Perhaps you could win $1 million. And what was interesting to me is it says this is 19 out of 50. So apparently there was a whole set of 50 cards with this $1 million moments logo on it. That intrigues me because it makes me want to see if I can get all 50 of these. Interesting too is if you look at the cover, it's almost like a black and white photo, but believe it or not, it's more of a sepia tone, except for Bobby Thompson, who's in black and white. Now, that's just ridiculous to me. I mean, if you're going to alter one picture, why wouldn't you colorize it? I don't know, but that's what they did. So it talks about Bobby Thompson shot heard around the world. It appears to be number 19 of a 50-card set of these contest cards, and I might just have to try and accumulate all of them, see what we can do. Today's trivia question, in keeping with Monday, showing off these World Series trivia cards, Magic Motion scorecards I got through Kevin's Budget Card Breaks. He threw them in. I don't mind. I like having all kinds of things baseball related, so having these Magic Motion trivia contest cards it's not a big turn down for me. I enjoy them. Although I think these came in one of the factory sets that I already have, so I'll put them on tradingcarddatabase.com, see if anybody else wants them. Anyway, as before, as Monday, since this is the Wednesday version, and an update on the score, it is the bottom of the fourth, still 4-3. If you were here on Monday, it is now Wednesday. By now, hopefully the Phillies have wrapped up and are moving on to the World Series, but I won't know until that day. It is still Saturday as I record this. It is the bottom of the fourth. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the bottom of the third only. Wow. Still just the bottom of the third. And I think we're like an hour and a half into this game. It's going so slow. But anyway, so what two teams squared off in the 1930 World Series? That's your trivia question. Because you got this card is highlighting the 1930 World Series. What two teams squared off on that? And the prize, I have 5 Hall of Fame cards that I got through Kevin's Budget Card Breaks in a recent break. Got a nice Roberto Alomar Upper Deck Black Diamond. Not sure what year this is, 2000, just 2000 Black Diamond. Mr. Alomar is on the Indians. Got a nice Craig Biggio, a Leaf. What year is this one? 1996 Leaf card of Craig Biggio. Got a Kirby Puckett, 1994 Score, the Summit Edition. Very nice Kirby. Standard Cal Ripken Jr. 92 Score, that's a base card. And then lastly, at Upper Deck Eddie Murray, from 1996 Eddie Murray Upper Deck. So these 5 cards, if you can simply tell me what two teams squared off in 1930, all right? All right. A couple interesting things we're going to show you tonight, and we're going to solve a mystery tonight, you and me, all right? Here we go. So I was talking on Monday about a card I got through a trade with tradingcarddatabase.com. I showed off this Mike Schmidt card, but here's what else I got. So I am collecting Topps Finest from 1999, or is this 2000? Nope, 1999 Topps Finest. Why? Because Kevin, over at Kevin's Budget Card Breaks, has been dumping on Mommy for recently. So I picked up these cool cards. Maso Kita, very cool CC Sabathia rookie card. I believe he'll probably make the Hall of Fame soon, just because he was a Yankee and the media gushes over Yankees. Mark Grace, a Gamers. Albert Bell, a Sterling. And a standard Roger Clemens cards. I need these to complete my set. Got a Jimmy Fox Artist Proofs. Interesting, I'm not happy about this, and I'll tell you why. I don't want the Artist Proofs. I'm collecting the set. And Artist Proofs does me no good in collecting my set because it's not part of the base set. It's an Artist Proofs version. So whoever sent me this card in trade messed up by sending me the blue Artist Proofs. Maybe I can trade that for one I do want. That's just a Jimmy Fox. I got a nice Greg Riddick Topps Gold Winners 1992. Still trying to work on that set. I need about 30 of those. Topps Stadium Club 1999. I believe that I've been collecting Finest, but I'm also collecting Stadium Club. So 1990 Stadium Club. And again, the reason I'm collecting Stadium Club is because I got a whole bunch dumped on me by Kevin over Kevin's Budget Card Breaks. Now, I believe this is 1997. Nope, 1995. Howard Johnson Upper Deck Collector's Choice. I believe this is a high number. Yeah, I got a set from somebody a while ago, a complete set of 1995, but apparently 1995 had a high number series that was like separate, and I'm trying to finish up that the high numbers. So this is one for that set. And lastly, I got this awesome Jimmy Fox. It was the Red Sox Topps 100 by Fleer, separate set put out by Fleer to celebrate the top 100 Red Sox, probably because it's dang near the 100th anniversary of the last time they had won the World Series in 1908. Actually, that's not really true. It was 1918. I'm not sure why they did it. You know, it's the Red Sox have been around longer than 100 years. No, that's what it is. That's what it is. It is the 100th anniversary of the Red Sox in 2001. So that's probably why they did it. But of course, it's the 100th anniversary of the American League. They could have done the Indians or the Tigers or any number of teams. I don't know why they just picked the Indians. Anyway, or the Red Sox, excuse me. Let's talk about this Jimmy Collins card, all right? So this card says it's the 100 great Red Sox players. What you see there is a man named Jimmy Collins, who was a third baseman for the Red Sox. He is a Hall of Famer. Very well-respected individual. You would find him on, I think, some of the, no, you wouldn't even find him on a T206 card because he retired prior to the T206 card. Anyway, he was an all-time great, so much so that in 1960, the Fleer all-time greats cards included him. And I wanted to show you this. I'm going to hide the picture real quick because it does say Jimmy Fox. But Jimmy Fox, or Jimmy Collins, that ain't Jimmy Collins. Take a look at those two faces. They do not match. They're not Jimmy Collins. So, where's the discrepancy? And through the magic of video editing, we are now ready to undertake our mystery. So, this is Jimmy Collins. Let's find out if this really is Jimmy Collins. Or is this really Jimmy Collins? Because again, the two pictures are not the same. All right. Jimmy Collins. One of them is not Jimmy Collins. Let's find out. So we're going to Google this together. All right. Here we go. Google. Let's do Jimmy Collins. Jimmy Collins baseball. Bam. That is Jimmy Collins, according to Google. All right. It is no doubt then that this man is Jimmy Collins. There it is. Multiple pictures on Google showing Jimmy Collins. Who then is this guy? Who is he? 1960 Fleer greats. Let's see if anybody found this out prior to me and figured it out. So if we do a search of the card, we're looking to see if anybody did that. Is there any story on here about the card? Is there anybody's story about who's really on it? You know, I'm trying to find see if there's any storyline. Everyone I see just is like a what do I want to say? Just a listing to buy or sell it. Not one of them says, hey, who is really on the Jimmy Collins 1960 baseball greats thing. Nobody has a story about it at all. So we can't find out who the man is just by Googling the card. No one has taken to that amongst themselves. So let's do this. Let's assume that Jimmy Collins, now this one has his career. He was with the Boston Red Sox. You can see they were called the Pilgrims early on. In fact, he was actually with Boston since like 1896 when they were still in the National League. All right, so let's go down here. Let's do this. Let's go back to Jimmy Collins again. All right, we're going to figure this out. Baseball player, here he is. Now we're going to go to the beginning of his thing. Get out of that freaking thing. Okay, stop it. I hate when ads pop up in the middle of my stuff. All right, so Jimmy Collins was with Boston since 1896. So we're going to go, actually 1895, look at that. So in 1895, was there another Collins on the Red Sox or the Boston national team? Okay, let's find out. So here we are. Ask me to use my finger. And you'll see Jimmy Collins there, but no other Collinses were on the Red Sox. So it can't be another teammate on the Red Sox. And at this time, this was the National League team that Boston won. They didn't become an American League team until later on. So we're going to go down here till the next year, 1896. Again, no other Collins is available. All right, so we are now in 1897. We're going to figure, let's see if there's another Collins in 1897. There's Jimmy, same old spot. Other than him, there's no other person named Collins on the squad. All right, we'll go down here to the alphabetical listing. So there's nobody else named Collins in 1897. 1898. All right, 1898. No other player named Collins. I'll go down to the bottom. Once again, no other player named Collins, although they did have a couple Hall of Famers there. 98, 99. Go down to the listing. No other Collins is on the team. 1900. Scroll right down to the listing again. Nobody else named Collins on the team. Sorry this is taking so long. I figured I just want to show you the process that I went through to figure this out. No other Collins on the team. In fact, Jimmy wasn't on the team apparently. What year is this? This is 1901. I didn't see Jimmy there. I know he was. No, he wasn't. Why was 1901? Jimmy wasn't on the Red Sox. He was on the Somersets. I guess that wasn't a name for the Red Sox at that time. I don't know what he did. I guess he went to the minor leagues or something. He was not on the team. So he would have been on the team also in 02 because he was listed as being on the Somersets that year as well. That must have been either a rival league or a different team. I do not know who the Somersets are, but Jimmy Collins was on them in 1901 and 1902. Here's 1903. In 1903, you're back to having Jimmy Collins on there, are you? Nope, he is not listed in 1903 either. Really? He is. He's listed here, though. 1903, he was on the Boston Pilgrims. Unless that was like the National League team back then. I don't know. Might have been. Maybe he was with the Pilgrims, which was a National League team. Let's take a look at this. Let's go to Jimmy Collins. Jimmy Collins. Well, yeah, let's go back to Jimmy Collins. We're going to Google Jimmy again. Bam. Jimmy Collins, American. No. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, they're all they're the Boston American teams. Oh, you know why? I know why. Because I've been clicking the National League team, which is the Bean Eaters, but I need the Red Sox, so I need 1901 Boston Red Sox. That's what happened. Jimmy jumped to the American League in 1901 right away. There he is. That's what it was. So once the National League became had a rival league, he jumped to the rival league right away. He was always on the Boston team, but it was the American League starting in 1901 that he was with. No Collinses other than him. There's the 1902 season. No Collinses other than him. 1903 season. No Collins other than him. 1904. No Collins other than him. 1905. Yeah. Well, let me jump ahead. I went through the entire Boston Red Sox statistics looking for a player that was a Collins that might have been mistaken for Jimmy. I couldn't find it. One other thing I noticed on this particular card was the logo, the B. Take a look up there at the B's you'll find. I'm going to fast forward through time and take a look at the logo you'll see for the Red Sox. You'll recognize a lot of these as being the logos that the Boston Red Sox used, okay? What you will never see is that B there. Why? What happened? Where did this B come from? Well, that comes from the Boston Braves. Let's do this. Boston, let's do 19. Well, actually, let me take a step back. So if this is a Boston Braves person, my first thought was, okay, this guy was on the Boston Braves. Well, how could he be confused with Jimmy Collins? How could anybody confuse him with Jimmy Collins? The only way conceivable, I thought, was if he was a well-known player, or if not a well-known player, a player on a championship team. So the Boston Braves were a pitiful, pitiful team, just as bad as my Phillies for most of their history, okay? But they did have one bright year. The 1914 squad is still to this day known as the Miracle Braves because they were way behind and they came on really strong to win the pennant and go to the World Series. Not only that, they crushed in the World Series. I think they swept out the Red Sox or whoever they played. So we're going to go 1914 Braves. All right. Yep, they won the World Series 4-0 over the Philadelphia Athletics. With a 94 and 59 thing, they were finished first. So this, take a look at the, well, they don't show the logo, but I just knew that this was a Boston Braves logo, the B. So let's figure out who's on this roster. And what you find if you go down here is a guy named Wilson Collins. Wilson Collins. Let's look at Wilson Collins. Let's look at that picture. It's hard to see that picture, but I'm going to Google him again. Wilson Collins baseball. And I'm going to go images. And that's really the only image that appears. We're going to go there. We're going to zoom in. And I want you to see something. That's Wilson Collins. That's the card of Jimmy Foxx. And that is the same individual. So, probably what happened is the people who acquired the rights to that image saw the name Collins on the bottom or the back of the picture. Boston, Collins from Boston. And they saw the B on the shirt. And they just assumed that this was a picture of Jimmy Collins. It is not. It is a picture of Boston Braves player Wilson Collins. I love that thing only because who is it? Doug over Don't Talk to Robots did a little history or what do I want to say? A search for the truth, an investigation into a Jimmy or a Ken Griffey Jr. card the other day. He actually found an image of Jr. in his Mariners with a Mariners cap on it that just didn't seem right, and he tracked it down and found out that somebody had actually taken an image from his high school and adjusted it to put a Seattle Mariners cap on it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that little trip down history lane. I've had this Jimmy Collins card in my Hall of Fame collection for a while, simply because it was the only Jimmy Collins card I could find. But I acquired this one in trade recently and has his career stats in it. So this one is going to take up a prominent place in my Hall of Fame binder going forward. And Mr. Jimmy Collins, or Wilson Collins of the Boston Braves, will go in a separate bin, all right? So I hope you enjoyed that little trip of investigation with me. I think it was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed the other trade cards. I got to put them in my binder now. So I appreciate y'all stopping by. Don't forget the trivia question. I will include that in the description below, along with the repeat with my email. You need to email me either today or tomorrow to enter and get those cards. Thank you for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. Try to do my best to support all your channels as well, all right? Thanks for watching. Come back again on Friday for more trivia. Take care.